Welcome back to Let's Play Bloodborne for Katie. And, instead of pressing on through the woods, we're back here at Hemwick Charnel Lane in our, Lady Gaga music video getup, possibly? I don't know. Wearing the white church garb for a change. Lets us see that pretty face. And we are here, one, to wreck shop and embarrass this guy, and two, because, we have a date with the ruler of the Vile Bloods. They summoned us to Canehurst, after all. They said the stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing, which is right here, but I guess, you know, there's a bunch of nasty characters hanging around at this bus stop, so I guess we gotta clear it out, or else the bus isn't gonna come. You know, a lot of people are very into public transit these days, and I agree, but, like, the way Yarnum is doing it is not... it's not the best. Anyway, can I please take the bus now? Yes, okay, good. I love these cutscenes because they remind me of Dracula. Like, I half expect Katie to look out the window of this carriage while it's going and see that there's a bat driving it or some shit. So we just get in, but I wanted to take a closer look at these horses, because they're pretty cool. Horses are neat. You don't see many alive horses in this game. Okay, well. Okay, we gotta look at the horses. Let's go. Let's get on the bus. Ooh, nice heels, Kate. Yep, so... we're just going off to, you know, where that part of the road is crumbled, so we will tumble off into the sea. I believe the castle in the distance is supposed to be Canehurst, and you could see it for parts of Hemwick when we were traipsing around those roofs, sort of on the outskirts of the village, going around the long way. You could see Canehurst off in the distance. That's right, it's an ice level. Not really. Man, isn't this the coolest shit? Oh no, my horsies! Oh man. Must be some kind of magic that brought us here, because look at this. Bridge out, dead horses. Truly, you do not get to go to Canehurst unless they want you there. So... someone wants us here, but who and for what purpose? Well, maybe it'll all become clear. If we just explore. And thank God there's a lamp here, otherwise we'd be stuck. It's another great level if you are a fan of lots of statues. The statues are very neat. I dig statues. And again, always explore everywhere. We got another elevator we can't use yet, but... rest assured, we'll be putting that to good... that looks like bad news over there, so let's go down this way for now. More bad news, okay. And even more bad news. Yeah, I usually try to fight these guys, but this time I was like, it always goes badly. It's always a pain in the ass. They're so good at avoiding your attacks, even when you're locked onto them. Because they just jump around everywhere. It's like, fuck the nematodes. At least you can roll right past them. These guys are a different story, though. So, again, you can come here pretty early. If you kill Vic or Amelia and then make a beeline for the clinic through that tunnel in the woods, you can get here quite early. But these guys will tear you to shreds if you do. They're very tough, especially when there's two of them. But they jump around a lot, so they're very good at closing distance. They hit pretty hard because they like to slam on you. I forget if they have like a grab attack where they can suck your blood, but they attack very fast, so it's like they'll probably kill you quickly anyway, even without grabbing you. These ticks. You might think this is a strain of beasthood peculiar to the blood of Canehurst, but these guys are not actually exclusive to this area. They show up in the Old Hunters DLC there's like a river of blood there in the Hunter's Nightmare early on, and these guys are there. So I think rather than just being like, rather than this being a regional strain of the Old Blood Beast disease, I think these things are just naturally drawn to places where lots of blood has been spilled. And yeah, you can get yourself just caked in blood if you stand right in their bellies when they explode. It is grisly. Kind of like in another game that came out in 2015, Metal Gear Solid 5. You could get Snake just absolutely caked in blood in that game. But in that game, you had a shower that you could use. This is another good instance of, like, enemy aggro radiuses and stealth being weird. It's like, you'd think that one or both of those other guys would have heard me backstabbing this one. But lo, reader, they did not. They didn't even hear that whole fight. I would have expected the skinny one to. So yeah, these guys are kind of, the skinnier they are, the tougher they are, because they're more agile. So these guys with the bellies that aren't as swollen, they're the real threat. Then you got this big guy who's basically just like a pity kill. Like, this guy can barely do shit to you. So, might as well smash him with our hammer. I brought the hammer along to Canehurst just to show it off. Because as President Grixon, I was experimenting with other weapons since I was not max level, but at pretty much the hard level cap of 50 per attribute, where you get very diminishing returns on your level ups after you get 50 to an attribute. So I wanted to experiment with different weapons in that run. And I brought the Kirk hammer to Canehurst, and for like the first half of the level I was untouchable, because I could just smash everything. The same is not true here. I'm not quite, not really emphasizing strength in my build, and also it not being upgraded that much. It might be a +3 or 4 at this point. It does not quite destroy people the same way it did on my other run. Hey, how's it going? Can you direct me to the Queen's Chamber? No? Okay, well, fuck off. See, that almost killed her, but Just a sliver of health left. Enough to get her mad at me. Anyway. Those things are actually harmless unless you aggro them. Those people praying and scrubbing the floor. The real problem is these ghosts. These ghosts are very mad at you. But they're vulnerable to being smashed and dashed and sliced and diced, and I found this out recording this Let's Play. You can even visceral attack them. I don't know how you reach into a ghost, but you can, and I do, at some point in this video. I reach my hand right into a ghost and pull out a bunch of white blood. Yeah. So, the Kirk hammer, especially when charged up, does a lot of damage, but only on direct hits. You can see it has a sort of an area of effect, but you know, people in the outer edges are only going to take a little bit of bonus damage. Like that one lady who was next to the one I was targeting. The one I targeted took, you know, 350 damage, and the other one only took 90 because she was just on the edge. So. I also like the way the blood streaked across the surface of the hammer on that particular kill was really satisfying. Katie, I'm pretty sure I showed you another Patrick Gill video about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, more recent FromSoft game from 2019. It was specifically about the blood spray in that game and how it's a tribute to the blood fountain at the end of Sanjuro. I still haven't played that game, but I would like to. It's pretty similar to Souls and Bloodborne, but without the stamina management. Your guy can just go forever. He's all hepped up on Baja Blast, as he says. And it's also like you need to be good at parrying with the sword, because the whole point is to like do a whole death by 1,000 cuts thing, except you're taking off all of a guy's poise meter so you can kill him in one hit. Anyway, we also got this weapon, the Reiterpallasch. I believe... No, this isn't what the Bloody Crow of Cainhurst wields. Reiterpallasch, it's a rapier with a gun attached. So that's pretty cool if you're into that, if you use the blood tinge. I personally don't use it, but that's just me. Maybe in another life, I'll do a gun-heavy run or something. Something I never do in this game is actually, if you need more bullets in an emergency, you can make more. You can make 5 extra Quicksilver bullets at the cost of some health by pressing up on the D-pad. I almost never do it, but in gun or magic-heavy playthroughs and challenge runs, it is downright essential. Which means not only do you have to, you know, keep track of your bullets to know when you're going to need more of them, you also need to keep track of your vials to know when you're going to need to restore your health, because you'll be taking off your health to get more bullets. So it becomes a big resource management game while you're trying to, you know, survive in this hecked up world we live in. And here I'm really trying to show off the really varied ways you can go at the combat system, because like you can attack out of a dodge if you press the button right. There's the visceral. That's gnarly, right? Because yeah, if you dodge and then hit the attack button, you'll do like a special out of dodge attack, so that can, like, if you really want to close distance fast and get right in somebody's face with a hit that might stagger them. And you can even trick out your weapon into an attack out of a dodge, like I did just before. Because if you activate the weapon trick on its own, that in itself isn't an attack. But if you chain the trick into a combo like I just did there, then the trick becomes an attack, which is pretty neat. And you can do that out of a dodge. You can do that mid-combo. There's a lot of cool stuff you can get up to with this game's combat system, all with just 4 shoulder buttons. It's the only issue with the Kirk hammer, that really heavy... Oh, woman! That real heavy attack is real good, but the wind-up takes about a million years. Ludwig's Holy Blade is the same. The heavy R2 attack takes so long to wind up. So you really gotta be sure you're not gonna get hit out of the animation before you do it. Anyway. With the presence of all these ghosts and all these weeping ladies and weeping servants, as it seems. These statues that are kind of all bunched together. All the ghosts, the bloodsuckers outside. A lot of blood was spilled here. A great battle was fought. And very few on either side seem to have survived. I'll go ahead and give some background that is merely implied as we look at our pretty new dress we could wear if we wanted, even though it has shit defense. So Alfred has mentioned his master, Master Ligarius, who was the commander of the Executioners, who were affiliated with the church and sworn to stamp out impure blood, such as the Vile Bloods of Canehurst. So the Executioners and the Vile Bloods were sworn enemies. At some point, Ligarius and the Executioners launched a massive attack on Canehurst Castle, and the casualties were very many. I don't know if Alfred himself was there. Also, watch out. Oh, and then he grabbed me again. Oops. Not my finest moment. Anyway, back where we were. Yeah, I'm not sure if Alfred was at the battle, but there was a great battle, and as you can see, very few of either side survived. Now, I don't quite know if the Vile Bloods were turned into statues, or if the Executioners were turned into the statues, or if a little of column A, a little of column B, or maybe nobody was turned into a statue. Maybe these statues were just all here, and the interior decorators of this place were just, like, really weird, and just put statues and random assortments all over the place. I don't know. The point is, a lot of blood was spilled, and we really have little to no information about how many may have survived, or if anyone did. Alfred is the only executioner we've seen, and, spoilers, he's kind of the only one we're ever going to see. But he did tell us that the ruler of the Vile Bloods is still alive. So, perhaps they were the one who summoned us. Either way, I really like this area, or this level, just as a level, as a place. I think it is really, I think visually it's very cool. There's nothing else really like this in the game, this sort of snowy gothic, you know, castle. You have the Victorian gothic, city, but, this sort of castle environment, is pretty different. Especially with the weather, you know. The snow really adds something. Ow. That and a lot of unique enemies. I like these gargoyles, even though they have been kind of kicking my ass. And they're pretty varied, too. They can scream at you, they can grab you, they can fall off a cliff and die. You saw it with the other one. They can be staggered pretty easily, and when they're staggered, they, like, fall over onto their backs and, like, can't get up. So, you can get a lot of free hits in, especially with the Kirk hammer. You can just smash them into the ground. It's very satisfying. Oh, hello. Ow, ow, ow. Good fight. I was actually a little relieved when I died to that gargoyle earlier. Wait, what? Wondrous fatty. Time for thrust attacks. Wait. Oh. Man, my sister's watching this. Come on. Don't be horny on main. Anyway, I'm actually a little relieved that I died to that gargoyle because I was I was running low on blood vials and I really wanted a refill. So thankfully that did it. And the blood vials and the bullets, it's not like in Dark Souls where respawning refills your Estus flasks or your healing items in that game. And respawning at bonfires refills them to whatever maximum you have, and you can increase that maximum throughout the game. This isn't like that. You have a finite amount of blood vials, and so, whichever ones you can't hold outside your maximum are kept in storage for you and automatically moved into your inventory every time you die, or, return to the world from the dream. Oh, and we also got some new swag. This clearly belonged to one of the executioners who perished in the battle here. Now we can... we can cosplay as Alfred if we want. If he had a beak. I like the executioner robes. They look cool. And they have pretty good defense. I also like that bas relief of the lady holding a donut. Ooh, treasure? Don't mind if I do. Ooh, an elevator? Don't mind if I also do. Ooh, a list of people's names who are registered with the Vile Blood Covenant. I'm not gonna use it, but I'll take it. Yes, the Vile Bloods, we were introduced to the League last time. The Vile Bloods are another faction that once you get through this level and beat the boss, you can join if you want. The League is more about co-op with other players online. Vile Blood Covenant is based around invading other players and killing them to acquire their special item that lets you rank up your relationship with the Queen.
Very well.
Hey, Dollface. 3 levels? Don't mind if I do.
Very good hunter.
Yeah. So we now have 3 headstones unlocked. The Yarnum one, the like outskirts headstone, which is where you'll find Hemwick and the woods. And then we have the unseen headstone for hidden places like Canehurst, Yahargul, the abandoned workshop. Also, here's the Rider Palash. It's a neat little rapier. And then it has a gun attached that you can retract. You can even dual wield if you want. Pretty neat.